Hi everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the medical surgical nursing 2 and for the GNM second years. So we are going to discuss about the unit 9, that is nursing management of patient with musculoskeletal disorders. So there is a nursing management of patient with the musculoskeletal disorders. So in the last class we have seen about the assessment of the musculoskeletal system. So during the knowing about the any system, we should know the assessment about the particular system. So in the last class we have seen about the assessment of the musculoskeletal system. Today we are going to discuss about the abnormal conditions in the musculoskeletal disorders. So abnormal conditions can be included in the musculoskeletal system. So today topic is septic arthritis. Septic arthritis, it is one of the abnormal condition in the musculoskeletal disorders. So it is septic arthritis. So the definition it includes, it is a painful infection in a joint. So the infection can come from the germs that travel through the patient bloodstream from the another part of the body. So septic arthritis means there is a painful infection in a joint. So there is a inflammation and infection in the joint. So because of the infection there is a very painful and it is become very painful and there is a presence of inflammation. So the septic arthritis means it is a painful infection in the joints. So it can be occur by the from the germs and it can be enter into the bloodstream of the patient. So the germs can be enter into the bloodstream of the patient and it can be travel from the bloodstream into the joint. So other parts of the body. So from the bloodstream to the other parts of the body, the germs can be travel and because of these germs and it can cause the infection and there is it can be occur and when penetrating injury or delivers germs directly into the joint. So penetrating injury directly it cause injury. So if, for example, if the patient having any fracture or any accident, so because of this accident there will be the germs can be enter into the body. So because of this penetrating injury the germs can be directly enter into the joint. So because of these germs there is a cause of infection. So it is called as septic arthritis. Septic arthritis means it is a painful infection in a joint and the infection can come from germs that travel through the patient bloodstream to the other parts of the body. So the germs can be travel from the bloodstream to the other parts of the body and it can also occur when penetrating injury delivers directly into the joints. So the penetrating, because of the penetrating injury the germs can be directly enter into a joint. So because of these germs there is a cause of infection. It is called as septic arthritis. Next one is causes of septic arthritis. And there is a causes by bacterial or viral or fungal infection. So septic arthritis it can be caused by the bacterial infection and the viral infection and there is a fungal infection. So mainly it can be caused by the bacterial infection. In the bacteria the Staphylococcus aureus, it is the most common cause for the septic arthritis. So the causes includes the septic arthritis can be caused by the bacterial, viral and the fungal infection. So mostly it can be caused by the bacteria and the bacteria is Staphylococcus aureus. It is the most common bacteria for the septic arthritis. So it is the causes for the septic arthritis. So next one is risk factors. So risk factors includes the joint problems such as arthritis and gout. So in this risk factors there is a joint problems like arthritis. So there is a severe joint pains because of the infection. So it is called as arthritis. And there is a gout means it is like same arthritis. There is a risk factors includes the joint problems such as arthritis and gout. So there is a arthritis, there is a become severe pain at the joints, and the gout also like same arthritis. So there is a severe pain occur in the joints. There is a severe pain can be occur in the joints. There is a history of joint surgery. So if the patient having past, there is any surgery, history of surgery, joint surgery, so it is also one of the cause for the septic arthritis. So because of the joint surgery, if the surgery become fails, there is a invasion of microorganisms into the joints. So because of these microorganisms or the bacteria or any fungal infection, it can cause the septic arthritis. So there is a history of joint surgery. Next one is certain skin condition. So in this skin condition, if the patient having any infection of the skin, so because of this infection of the skin, there is a germs can be enter into the body, and by the bloodstream into the joints, the germs can be travel. So because of these germs, it can cause the infection. So it is called as septic arthritis. So because of the skin conditions and the history of joint surgery, it can cause the septic arthritis. And next one is open wounds. So open wounds, it can cause the septic arthritis. Open wound means there is a breaking of the skin. So if, for example, if the patient having cutting over the forearm by the knife, so by the open wound, the germs can be enter into the body, and it can also cause the septic arthritis. And there is a alcohol abuse also one of the cause for the septic arthritis. Next one is taking drugs that suppress the immune system. So because of the taking some drugs, and it can suppress the immune system. So because of the suppress of the immune system cannot fight against the infection. So because of this suppression of the immune system, it can cause the septic arthritis. And next one is weakened immune system. So weakened immune system. So because of the immune system weakness, there is a septic arthritis can be occur. So because of the weakening of the immune system, there is a immune system cannot fight against with the infection. So because of this, there is a chances to get the septic arthritis. And there is a cancer patient also, because of the cancer, the cancer patients having low immunity power. So because of this, cancer patients have more chance to get the septic arthritis. So cancer also one of the risk factor for the septic arthritis. So in this cancer patient, the immunity power become very low. So it is a cancer patient, they may get septic arthritis. And next one, smoking and diabetes. So smoking and diabetes also one of the risk factor for the septic arthritis. So it is a risk factors includes the joint problems such as arthritis and gout, history of joint surgery, and the certain skin conditions. And next one is open wounds and the alcohol and taking drugs that suppress the immune system, and weakened immune system, and cancer, smoking, diabetes. So it is all the risk factors for the septic arthritis. So next one is clinical manifestation. So in this clinical manifestations includes the pain and swelling. So there is a chances of pain, and there is a become very severe pain around the joints, and there is a swelling, and there is a become inflammation can be occur around the affected joint, and there is a redness and fever and chills and the fatigue. So because of the infection, there is a chances to get the fever along with the chills. So the pain can be occur, pain, swelling and redness around the affected joint, and there is a fever can be occur because of the infection and the chills and the fatigue. So fatigue because the patient feels very tiredness and weakness. So because of the infection the patient may feel weakness and decreased appetite. So the patient may not have any hunger. So the patient refuses to take the food and there is a decreased appetite and increased heart rate. So because of the infection there is a increased heart rate. So because of the infection the patient may have the fever. So because of the fever the heart rate can be increased and the patient may be irritated. So the patient will have the irritability. It is the clinical manifestations includes the pain, swelling, redness, fever, chills and fatigue, weakness, decreased appetite and increased heart rate and the irritability. So it is about the clinical manifestations. So next we will discuss about the diagnostic evaluation. So in this diagnostic evaluation, next we will discuss about the diagnostic evaluation. So in this diagnostic evaluation there is a aspiration of joint fluid for cell count. So the affected joint, from the affected joint the fluid can be aspirated by the needle for the cell count. So it is the aspiration of joint fluid for the cell count. From the affected joint by the needle the fluid can be collected and it can be sent for the cell count. So it is about the aspiration of joint fluid for the cell count. So next one is blood culture. So the patient will have the infection. So because of this, to know the WBC count, so we can take the sample from the patient, we can take the blood sample from the patient and we can send for the culture. So it is about the blood culture. And next one is X-ray of affected joint. So the which part is affected, which joint is affected, so that joint can be taken the X-ray. So X-ray of the affected joint. So diagnostic evaluation, it includes the aspiration of joint and fluid for cell count and blood culture and X-ray of the affected joint. So next one is complications. So complications, it includes the osteomyelitis. So osteomyelitis, it is nothing but there is a inflammation of the joint or bone. It can be caused by the infection. So because of the infection there is a inflammation of the joint or the bone. Next one is loss of joint cartilage. So because of this infection there is a joint cartilage can be lost. So because of the infection there is a cartilage can be lost. There is a cartilage means it is a connective tissue, it can be covers the ends of the bone. So the cartilage can be lost because of the infection. And there is a septic necrosis. Septic necrosis means there is a infection. Due to the infection the death of the cells can be occur in the bones. So because of this infection there is a death of the cells can be occur in the bones. So it is called as septic necrosis. And the next one is fetal septicemia. So by the birth neonatal there is a infection can be occur. So by birth or the neonatal infection can be occur and there is a pain. So severe pain the patient will have and there is a complication if you are not treated the septic arthritis, there is a complications can be occur. So the complications includes the osteomyelitis and the loss of joint cartilage and the septic necrosis and the fetal septicemia and pain. So next it includes the management. So management includes the antibiotics. So there is a antibiotics can be given to prevent the infection. So antibiotics includes the penicillin. So the penicillin can be administered to the patient to reduce the infection. So it is about the antibiotics. And the next one is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs can be administered to reduce the inflammation and the pain. So the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, the example is naproxen. So naproxen drug can be administered to the patient to reduce the pain and the inflammation. And next one is joint drainage. So joint drainage means there is a drainage of the affected fluid which are present in the joints. So there is a fluid, affected fluid can be collected by the needle by the small incision. So there is a making of small incision into the joints by the small needle. So by this needle we can drain the affected fluid. So the fluid can be situated between the joints and the fluid can be removed by the needle in the joint drainage. So it is about the joint drainage means there is a affected fluid can be removed by the needle by the making small incision into the joints. So it is about the joint drainage. Next one is scope procedure. So in this scope procedure there is a arthroscopy can be used. So arthroscopy means there is a scope can be introduced into the joints. So the scope can be introduced into the joints by the incision. So by making small incision into the joints, the arthroscope can be introduced into the joints. So the scope consists of camera at the end of the scope. So we can visualize by this, we can visualize the internal parts of the bone by the camera. So after that the tubes, drainage tubes can be introduced into the joints. So by the arthroscope, by the incision, arthroscope and the tubes, drainage tubes can be introduced into the joints. So by this drainage tubes the affected fluid can be collected by the arthroscopy. So it is about the arthroscopy. Next one, open surgery. So if the joint drainage and the arthroscopy, the affected fluid cannot be collected by these procedures, then we can go for the open surgery. So open the joints and to remove the affected fluid. So it is about the open surgery. So the management includes antibiotics and the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and the joint drainage means there is a affected fluid can be collected by the needle by the small incision into the joints and to remove the affected fluid. And next one is scope procedure includes the arthroscopy. So by making incision into the joints, the arthroscopy can be introduced into the joint, and the scope consists of camera to visualize the internal parts. So there is a by the incision the drainage tubes can be introduced into the joints. So by these drainage tubes we can remove the affected fluid from the joints. Next one is open surgery. By joint drainage and the arthroscopy we cannot able to collect the affected fluid, and we can go for the open surgery to open the joints and remove the affected fluid. So next we will discuss about the nursing management. So nursing management includes the assess redness and the edema. So the nurse has to be assessed for the redness and the any swelling present or not around the joint. The nurse has to be assessed. Next one is follow the strict aseptic techniques. So the nurse has to be maintain the strict aseptic techniques during the procedure. So to prevent the infection, the nurse has to be maintain the aseptic techniques during the procedure. And next one is assist with immobilization check splint. So if the splint means there is a supporting to the immobilized part, supporting to the bones. So the splint can be used to support the bone. So the nurse has to be assist with immobilization and the check splint. And next one is assist with gentle movement of affected joint. So which is affected joint? If the movement is not there, the nurse has to be assist for the gentle movement. So there is a assist with gentle movement of affected joint. So the nurse has to be assist for the movement of the affected joint. And next one is assess the pain levels of the patient by the pain scale. So the nurse has to be assessed for the pain of the patient. So it is about the nursing management, includes the assess the redness and the edema, follow strict aseptic techniques, and assist with immobilization, check splints, and assist with gentle movement of affected joint, and assess the patient pain level. So it is about the septic arthritis. Thank you.